Good morning, everybody. It's Bob from Mountain Crest Farm. Everybody else having a good day so far? I mean, I know it's early, but if you start your day good, it'll end up good. Start off bad, it goes downhill from there. Oh, it's a odd day. Forecast calls for 93 degrees today, which ain't gonna be good. 93 and high humidity. On the other hand, I'm standing out here looking at the sky that there are a few breaks where I can see blue sky, and if you don't have blue sky, you're not going to have 93 degrees. But I can see a few little breaks, but for the most part, it's kind of gray overcast. Not it's going to rain gray, but it's going to knock the sun down just some, keep the heat down. So that's a good thing. Oh, me. I didn't know what I was going to talk about today until I got up early this morning. And I was watching Mary Grace's video. Nonna Grace is her channel. Nonnagrace. Y'all ought to go visit her. She's a real nice lady and has some interesting things to say. But I was watching Mary Grace's video. It was about getting old. How do you know you're getting old? I claim I don't get old. I get older, but I don't get old. I claim, and I think this is with some degree of honesty, although I'm sure there's a few things in there that aren't true. I claim that I can do anything I could ever do. I just do it a little bit slower, take a little bit more time. But that, piss ants are working on me already. But that I can do anything I could ever do. Now, that is probably not true, but it's close. 64 years old. Nonna Grace and I are roughly the same age. I think she's got 1 or 2 years on me. But I'm not old. I'm older. Every day we're older. Today I'm older than I was yesterday. This year I'm older than I was last year. This decade, I'm a decade older than I was last decade. But that's not old. Older and old are two entirely different things. And it's funny how we look at old. I can remember when I was under 10 years old. I'm going to guess 8 or 9 years old. Maybe a year or two younger than that. I know it was a year or two younger than that because I'm a second grade teacher. God, she was old. I mean, that was an old lady. I talked to my mother years later after I'd grown up, and that old lady, second grade teacher, was in her early 30s. It's funny how our ideas of old change. When I was in second grade, early 30s was old. My mother was older than that, so I probably would have thought of her as old, except for, no, she's not old and she's not young. She's my mom. You ever notice you don't think about your parents the same as you do everybody else? For example, I will swear to my dying days that I am the product of a virgin birth. You just can't think about some things. But as I got older, when I was in my teens, I started thinking, and old must be, I don't know, 50, 55. I mean, it wasn't retired yet, so it wasn't ancient. But to me, that was old when I was in my mid to late teens. And then I got a little bit older, and when I got to be about 30, 50 wasn't that far away. I already noticed the time flew. And 50 wasn't that far away. So when I was in my 30s, I pushed it back to 55. And by the time I got to be 45, and 55 was not far at all, I got to 60. And I guess it was about that when I was 50, 51, 52, that 60 wasn't old, that old must be that official age. 65, that official retirement age and all that sort of thing, that's when you qualify for Medicare, that must be old. I have given up trying to figure out what old is, because I'm 64. Based on 65 being old, come January I'm going to be old, and no, I'm not. Simply is not going to happen. I might be older, but I'm not old. And another thing you need to think about, there's two words that supposedly are the same, but they're not. There's old and there's elderly. I still, at 64 years old, I consider elderly to be a description of someone's physical condition. They're, I don't know, they've broken a hip or two, they need a walker to get around, all that sort of thing. That's what I put into elderly. Old is just, I'm one day older than I was yesterday. Old is no big deal, although I refuse to be old. Older, yes, but not old. But really, old is no big deal. Old's just an age. Birthdays have never meant anything to me. My birthdays don't mean anything to me, and sadly for you, your birthdays don't mean anything to me either. Not that I don't care. I just never saw the big deal. My birthday's January 9th. Now, this coming January 9th, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be 65 years old. Actually, it will happen at about 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'll probably still be asleep. But I'll wake up and I'll be 65 years old. Big deal. I'm one day older than I was the day before. What's a birthday? They've never been a big deal to me, and they aren't now. Never have been. So, what is y'all's definition of old? Is it an age like I used to be? Is it what you can do? Have you ceased paying attention to the term old like I have? And there is older and there is elderly. Like I said, to me, elderly and old are two different things. There is elderly. I know people that are in their 50s that are elderly. Had bad health issues or been in serious accidents. And to me, elderly is how you're physically able to function. That's when you're elderly. And I know people in their 50s that are elderly. Can't go by mental capacity. I know people that are 15 years old that are mature adults, and I know 65-year-old people that are 12. You know, those people that never grew up. But I just don't really pay that much attention to age. And I think people that do pay attention to age are setting themselves up to be hurt, to hurt themselves. Not physically hurt themselves. But if you just lock into a certain age is old, not older, but old, pick any age. When I said 65 was old, what if I'd locked that in? What if I just, okay, that's what it is, 65 is old. I'd have 4 months left till I was old. Ain't gonna happen. So, what's been your idea of old? Is it an age? Is it how you feel physically? And after thinking about what I've said, what's your new idea of old? Or do you have a new idea? Do you stick with the other idea, whatever it was? Going to be doing a live stream very soon. You're going to be seeing this video on Tuesday, the 20th, I think. I'm not sure. But you're going to be seeing this on Tuesday. I am shooting for Wednesday on my first live stream. And it's not going to be a live stream that really has much in it. It's going to be mostly test. Do I have things set up right? Does everything work right? Hello, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? comment. Let me see if the comments are working. It's going to be that sort of thing. And because I'm not really looking to have a ton of people in there, I don't want to disappoint a lot of people. I'll just disappoint a few of you. It's probably going to be at 8 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. I can't say that for sure. But since I normally post these videos at 7:47, right before 8 o'clock, and they do get some hits from some regulars by 8 o'clock. I've got people commenting by 8 o'clock. I figure I've got people that are up watching my channel at 8 o'clock. Not a lot of them, a couple of them, at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I know there will be somebody there to give me some feedback on whether things are working right. So the plans are Wednesday, which for me is day after tomorrow. For you, when you see this, will be tomorrow, because you're going to see this on Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm planning on doing a live stream. Don't count on it. I mean, don't put it in the bank. Don't get up just because I'm going to do it. I'm going to shoot another video as well between now and my tomorrow, Tuesday morning. I'm going to have one ready to go just in case. And there'll probably be a video up whether I live stream or not. But the plans are 8 o'clock, Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, will be Mountain Crest Farm's first live stream. The first of many, I hope. So with that said, y'all go have an absolutely awesome day. I'm going to, even though I got to go do some fence work in the pig pen and cut some firewood. Excuse me. I'm going to go have an awesome day, so I want y'all to as well. And awesome days are pretty easy to come by. You just got to, wait a minute, down there at the bottom, if you hadn't hit that thumbs up yet, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if you hadn't hit that little subscribe button down there, mash that subscribe button. And what else? Oh yeah, when you mash the subscribe button, there's a little bell down there. You got to hit it, and then you'll get notifications that I've got videos coming. So, with that said, having awesome days is so easy, it's not even funny. All you got to do is remember two things to make days awesome. Remember that number one, the tomb was empty. Remember that number two, he is alive. You remember those two things and you're in good shape. You'll have awesome days, I promise you. So, I will see you tomorrow. Might be recorded, might be live. I guess at 8 o'clock Wednesday we'll all find out. See you then.